Hello everyone, my name is Yvonne and thank you for joining me today on Hidden Scriptural Truths Revealed. Well, we're definitely in that silly season again. Actually, it's not, yes it is a silly season, but it's actually very much a terrible season as well. The time of Christmas. Everybody's out there buying their gammon and their gifts and everything for their children in red, want their children to dress up and look like Santa. And it's actually so sad that many people just really do not see the truth. So I've decided just to repeat again one of Jerry's videos that he did last year. Basically, there's so many terrible lies that there are that are focused around the 25th of December. So let me start with this again, and hopefully there's somebody out there who will come and see the truth. All right, let's begin. Many terrible lies are focused around the 25th of December. The reason for this video is to expose the lies and the inaccuracies surrounding this event. As parents, we owe this to our children, so we may not fall into the category as prophesied in the following scripture. Jeremiah 16:19. The Gentiles shall come to Yahuwah from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Blatant inaccuracies. Number 1. Luke 2, verse 7. The baby Messiah was born in a stable in Bethlehem and was placed in a manger. In the Greek New Testament, he is described as a Brephos, Strong's number 1025, meaning a newborn baby. The wise men were not present at this time. Number 2. Matthew 2:11. Approximately 2 years later, the wise men followed the star to Nazareth and found the Messiah as a child. Strong's number 3816, pious, in a house. Strong's number 3614, meaning Okia. Then they worshipped him and presented the gifts to him. NB. From a newborn baby in a stable with no wise men to a child in a house with wise men present. Number 3. Luke 2:8. Shepherds keeping watch over their flock at night. 25th of December was midwinter in Israel, with frequent frost, so the shepherds would not be out in the fields with their flocks of sheep. And a few days ago, it snowed in Jerusalem, and we are now December 2024. So I do not think the shepherds would be out there guarding their flock. The wrong timing facts. Let's have a look. Number 1. In Luke 2, verse 1, Caesar Augustus decreed for the people to be taxed. All had to go to their own city. Joseph had to go to his city, Bethlehem, the city of David, because he was of the house and lineage of David. Caesar Augustus would not unnecessarily provoke the Jews by ordering this registration in the rainy, cold winter months of December, when traveling would be very difficult. Now the true timing. Number 1, John chapter 1, verse 14. And the Word was made flesh, and he tabernacled amongst us. Most translations use the word dwelt. In Greek, Strong's number 4636, that means a temporary residence, a tabernacle. The following are in agreement with this translation: Vine's Dictionary, the Interlinear Bible, the Sacred Scriptures, the Zephyr, and the Companion Bible. Number 2, Luke 2, verse 41. The logical time for registration would be in the fall, at the end of the harvest, and would coincide with the Feast of Tabernacles. Confirming the above, this explains why there was no room in the inn for Miriam and Joseph. According to Josephus, Jerusalem was normally a city of 120,000 inhabitants, but during the feast sometimes as many as 2 million would gather. These crowds not only filled Jerusalem, but the surrounding towns as well, including Bethlehem, which was only 5 miles to the south. Number 3. The baby Messiah was born at the Feast of Tabernacles in Bethlehem. On the 8th day, being the last day of the Feast of Tabernacles, the Messiah was circumcised and was then presented in the temple 41 days after his birth. You will find this in Leviticus 12, verse 3-4. Number 4, Luke 2, verse 39. And when they had performed all these things according to the law of Yahuwah, they returned to their own city of Nazareth. 5. The years between the birth in Bethlehem, the move to Nazareth, and the wise men from the east. Matthew 2, verse 1. After seeing the star in Persia, they would have had to travel a long way to reach Jerusalem, and as Daniel had lived in this area, it is possible that the wise men had knowledge of the prophecy contained in Numbers 24, verse 17. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. Star Hebrew Koab, the Messiah. Let me repeat again. Star in Hebrew is Koab, meaning the Messiah. Number 6, Matthew 2:1. Herod the king and the 2 years confirmed. After their long journey, the wise men came to Herod, asking him where they may find the Messiah, as they had seen his star in the east. Herod was troubled and threatened by the news, so he called together the priests and the scribes, being learned men in the scriptures, asking them where the promised Messiah would be born. They quoted Micah 5, verse 2, saying it was prophesied that he would be born in Bethlehem. Matthew 2, verse 7-8. Herod then called the wise men to find out when they had first seen the star, and instructed them to go to Bethlehem, to find the child and to bring him to him, so he could worship him. Matthew 2, verse 9. Then the star led them on to Nazareth, 145 kilometers away from Bethlehem. Let's read Matthew 2, verse 9-11. When they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold, and frankincense, and myrrh. Matthew 2:12. Yahuwah warned them not to return to Herod, so they returned to their own country. When Herod realized they had disobeyed him, in verse 16, he ordered all male infants from 2 years and under in Bethlehem and surrounding area to be killed, fulfilling the prophecy of Jeremiah 31, verse 15. Matthew 2:13, we read, Herod widened his search. So an angel of Yahuwah warned Joseph to take the child, his mother, and to flee to Egypt and stay there until the death of Herod. And so it was. Now in December each year, we grew up with these inaccurate and false story pictures. A stable with a newborn baby in a manger, with parents, the 3 wise men, and farm animals hovering around. False. The shepherds out in the field with their sheep. False. As children, we were taught to believe these pictures, and the same message is still being told to millions of children all over the world. A recent survey states that in the United States, 96% of the Christians and 81% of the non-Christians celebrate Christmas. How many also believe this picture of Santa Claus in his red suit flying through the air and the skies on his sleigh? Is it a coincidence that the word Santa is an anagram for Satan? The Christmas celebration was only started in 336 Common Era by the Catholic Church of Rome. So much error was introduced in the 4th century, Sunday worship, the Trinity, etc. To non-believers in the Bible, atheists and pagans, this video will have no meaning to you, as the Almighty Creator Yahuwah instructed Bible-believing people not to follow pagan custom and festivals. In fact, they should be destroyed. Any library and the internet will confirm that the 25th of December is a major pagan festival called Natalis Invicta, the nativity of the unconquered sun. The Catholic Church of Rome just Christianized this pagan solar custom. When we were in the church, they used to try and justify the Christmas practice by these words. Number 1, at least we get people to come to church once a year. 2, we know it's pagan and not the right time, but the Lord knows what's in our heart. 3, how can we take away this joy from our children? 4, what about the money that would be lost to commerce? The result of scriptural disobedience, many are called, few are chosen. This is a harsh scriptural statement in Matthew 22, verse 14. Although no birthday of the Messiah was ever celebrated by the early believers and the apostles, the Feast of Tabernacles is a special time that Yahuwah instructed should be kept forever. Leviticus 23, verse 41. Our Messiah was born on the first day of the feast, when he took up a temporary abode on earth and tabernacled amongst us for this purpose. John 3, verse 16. For Yahuwah so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. The ultimate gift. Now the tabernacles. Let's think about this. As the first day of Tabernacles is a joyous day, perhaps we should follow the wise men's example and lay gifts for our children dedicated to our Messiah. The children would experience a greater meaning and an upliftment for them, allowing them to focus on the ultimate gift of Yahuwah and Yahusha. So, I hope you have come to see the truth in this video. Hopefully somebody has. If you like it, please tick like and share. A comment would also be appreciated. But until next time, take care and shalom.